soak your foam first. And I am going to take some zip ties. We just purchased these from the local hardware store. And I'm going to zip tie my cage in place.
Thank you, Tammy, on YouTube. Hopefully the sound is fixed, but let me know again if it is not. But thank you, Tammy.
It's so good that we have wonderful followers that help us. Because it is hard to do all of the things. I'm so thankful for you, Victoria, because I can't imagine trying to do it all. I'm not smart enough, y'all. I'm not smart enough. I'm glad to have my Owen and Victoria that help me out. Okay, so I have just taken, anytime you're working with a standing spray, you always want to attach it in 3 different places. The wonderful part about these spray bars is there are holes on all of the edges and in the top and the bottom. So it's really easy to attach. But this way it's not going to go anywhere. Now, if you do not have zip ties, you can absolutely use wire. But now let me tell you, wire bites. If you've ever tried to deliver a standing spray, wire, it can cut you. I've never really had zip ties cut you. So I'm taking my scissors and I'm cutting those tabs off. I'm just removing all the tabs.
We have lots of hellos.
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad y'all are here with me today. Whoop, Todd? What happened? What happened, buddy?
On TikTok, the Lyrical Lily says, "Hey friend, hope you're doing well today."
Thank you so much, Emily. I am doing good. Thank you, thank you.
Terrence Sherman says, "Hello, Monty King."
Hello, Terrence Sherman. Terrence and I worked at the very first flower shop I ever worked at Miss Ruth Stewart's. And Terrence is a bird. He was so much fun to work with.
Miss Jenny Barbara followed us on TikTok. Thank you.
Thank you for the follows, friend. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so I am starting out with some leather leaf. Now, most often you will see us use jade or palm branches. I'm going to use leather today. I grabbed my knife out of my pocket. This is just a folding paring knife. Most wonderful tool ever. Because you can fold it and put it in your pocket. I don't know if anybody ever works with a knife. A knife's my favorite tool. But you can't put an open knife in your pocket because you're going to always put a hole in it, especially if you're wearing an apron. I would have all these little holes in my apron because you drop your knife right down in that pocket.
On YouTube, Shelly Easley says, "Hard day for many." And Butterfly Kisses says, "Hello."
Thank you, sweet friend. Thank you, thank you.
Michelle on TikTok says, "I just bought the cross floral form for my grandmother's funeral. How should I display it?"
I would display it on a stand just like this. You're going to, so when I first design it, I don't necessarily design it on the stand. Often we will design the floral crosses laying flat just because you have to put so many tiny little flowers in it. You can do it either way. But often when I'm designing with one of the crosses or the heart, I will lay it flat and then I'll pave all the flowers really close together. But either way is perfect. But you can attach it to a stand, being a wooden stand or a metal stand, either way.
Kay Allen Morgans followed us on TikTok. Thank you.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
The Lyrical Lily says she's been praying for us, and Michelle says thank you for answering her question.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, hello, Butterfly Kisses on YouTube.
Hello, friend.
Lots of folks are sending us prayers.
Thank you, guys. And I don't know if everybody knows why people are sending us prayers. We had, if you've watched us any amount of time, you have seen our sweet boy, Osa. Osa was a beautiful gray cat. And he passed away yesterday afternoon. And so I had to come live. And y'all, forgive me for all the tears. It's been one of those kind of days today, too. Every time Victoria and I would look at each other, I might cry or she might cry or we both might cry. We're just criers. We're real good criers. We got that down pat, don't we, Victoria?
Yeah.
Anyway, we lost our boy yesterday afternoon, and so I had to come live because I come live every day of the week. And so I had to tell you what was going on because I couldn't design yesterday. And so I am sorry for the tears, but when you love something, you cry. When you lose it, you're going to cry, and that's what happens. And he was well loved, I tell you. And not only from us, we had so many people love that sweet boy. He was a good cat. And he is going to certainly be missed. Mm-hmm. But I don't think the flower shop will do another cat. I have cats at home. But I don't think my heart can take the danger of being at the flower shop. And so I don't know that we'll ever do another cute cat up here just because this is a dangerous road. Mm-hmm. And I don't think my little heart can take it, or Victoria's. I don't think our hearts can take it. We'll just have to love our babies at home. Okay, so I just greened out this spray with leather leaf. It's just a fern. And next I'm going to come in with some really cool leaves. And y'all may have to tell me the varieties. Okay, so I know that this is very likely a banana leaf. I think that this is banana. But I'm not sure what the variety of this pretty greenery is. So I got in a mixed box of foliage. And it had all the most wonderful things. It was really, really exciting. And so I just thought some of this beautiful foliage would be pretty in this spray. But it's really big. So it's half of me, right? It's from my top of my head down to my waist at least. So what I'm going to do is I am going to trim up this foliage. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to trim my foliage.
There's a lot of them are saying, please don't apologize. For it. That family pets are very special.
Woo! I tell you.
Miss Carolyn McKenzie says, she asks how your mother's doing. She's sending us our love, and she said she petted Mr. Smuckers more this morning.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you loved on your sweet baby. Mama got wonderful news today. And so what a day we needed it. We so needed it. So I told you a couple weeks ago, my mom had a PET scan. My mother has been battling cancer for a little over a year. So I'm just trimming up this leaf, y'all. So because it is so long, and if you'll just take your knife or a pair of scissors and just trim it up, you can shorten it. Mama got the results from her PET scan. Everything looks wonderful. At this point, they say she's in remission. Now, we are battling a very aggressive cancer. So we are not going to be, we're not getting our hopes up too terribly much. This cancer is very likely going to come back, and we know this. So we're not going to, we understand what we're dealing with. But at this point, she's going to have 4 to 6 more treatments. And then she will have a good long period off, which is a wonderful blessing. She is so excited, and God is good all the time. And so we are so thankful, and that's such wonderful news. And she's so ready for our little break. But thank you for your prayers, and we are so excited, and she is too. So it's a wonderful day.
Taylor says hello from Scotland on YouTube.
Why, hello, Taylor. Welcome. So glad you're here.
On TikTok, Michelle followed us, and Lulu followed us.
Wow, great, guys. So glad you're here. This one's already torn, so I am going to go ahead and go with it. And I'm just taking my knife.
Daphnia Hammock R shared our live video on TikTok. Thank you. And Chrissy followed us.
Thanks, guys. So glad y'all are here. Okay, so you saw how I just trimmed up that leaf.
Oh, know they're very happy about the news about your mom.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. She's so excited. She was so excited. Okay, next I'm going to come in with these beautiful striped leaves. And if you know this variety of foliage, tell me. It's beautiful. And I would love to just order a box of this. But I'm just taking, you can see how the leather just kind of covered my base. And now I'm just kind of coming in with some really fun foliage.
Miss Dolores, Osa passed yesterday. And that's what's going on.
Yeah, you've seen all the prayers. Our kitty cat Osa, our beautiful gray kitty cat, passed away yesterday, and so that's why we're getting so many prayers. And thank y'all for the prayers. You have never had any idea at how much they mean. They really do. Okay, that's pretty. I like that foliage, Victoria. What do you think? That's very tropical.
On TikTok, Lily's Lovely Flowers followed us.
Thanks. Thank you for the follow, friend. Thank you, thank you.
Chrissy says, good afternoon, retired florist here. It's fun to watch you.
So glad you're here. Thank you for watching, Chrissy.
Kathy McFarland says, the smaller leaf looks like a variegated canna lily leaf.
It could be. It is so pretty, isn't it? Okay, Bells of Ireland. So I did pinch the tip out of the bell. I just like to, I don't know, I just don't love the little leaves at the tip, and so I always remove them. But if you like them, leave them. That's just my preference. Taking my floral knife, cutting that stem at an angle, and I'm starting with my top flower. And I tucked that in. And then I like to, I'm just pinching this tip out. I like to go ahead and add my bottom flower also.
Alma followed us and Mabel followed us on TikTok. Thank you.
Lots of wonderful follows. So glad y'all are here, guys. Thank you for watching. Okay, a bell down there. This looks very tropical.
On TikTok, the Flower Basket BR says, I made a beautiful tropical arrangement today also. And the Lyrical Lily says, this looks amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lulu says, I'm decorating my niece's wedding arch on September 5th. It's a circular arch. Do you have any tips?
Circular arch. Number one, you've got to weight that thing down. Make sure you've got good sandbags. I always worry about arches. That's my main thing, is them standing up. Make sure it's well weighted and that it's going to hold the weight of all your flowers. Other than that, just go for it. It'll be beautiful. They are always so pretty. But really, it's the main tip from me personally that I'm always concerned about is it being weighted down. And just have a good sandbag and you should be good to go.
Sheila Niven says, thanks so much for your help yesterday morning.
Of course, Miss Sheila, of course, and congratulations. That is such wonderful news to your sweet husband.
Several people have said that they've cried with us.
Oh, and I'm so sorry I made y'all cry. I would not have done that for anything. So sorry.
They're loving all the different foliages.
Isn't it pretty? Okay, so I kind of did where I inserted these Bells of Ireland. It almost looks like jumping jacks. So here's one tulle at the top, one tulle at the bottom. And then I always do, I kind of do across from each other and across from each other. So it almost looks like it's a little guy doing the jumping jacks. But that's how I like to insert my, my line flower. Next, we're going to come in with some stock. We have beautiful fuchsia colored stock, which is so pretty. It does still pull that very tropical vibe. So this really what's the name of this?
Vibrant standing spray.
So this standing spray on our website is called the Vibrant Standing Spray. It doesn't have these pretty leaves. I just did that today because we've never had them before. And so I did that today. It is for a gentleman. This standing spray is for a man. And so I'm doing all those same colors. I have always found doing flowers off your website, it is hard to always have all the same flowers. And so we do have on our website, it does give that disclaimer, hey, we may not have all these same flowers, but we will do our best to make it look as much alike the picture as possible. And so we're going with the same color scheme.
Doris Alanis asks, can you please show us how to change out the water on a fresh floral arrangement, especially roses, so as to extend their lives? She says, birthday flowers are going on 3 days tomorrow. Just a little friendly reminder.
Absolutely. I'll be happy to do that. We'll do a reel, and I will do that for you. Absolutely. Do we have the quick dip in here, Victoria?
I thought I brought it in, but
I found it.
Oh.
It was hiding. It was hiding. So we have Quick Dip. So Quick Dip is a hydrating solution that I like to dip my hydrangeas in. So these are blue tinted hydrangeas. They're not naturally blue. If you've ever watched me, you know that I love flower paint, and not everybody does, and it's completely okay. But flower paint helps us to have every color in the rainbow. So I always order white hydrangeas, and then we can tint them any color we need them. So that's what we did with these blue hydrangeas. I have white hydrangeas on a standing with our farm that we order our flowers from. And so we can paint them pink or blue or green. So this is Quick Dip. Quick Dip is a hydrating solution, and it helps to keep hydrangeas hydrated. So I'm just dipping it in the Quick Dip. I count to 7 usually. Sometimes I over. Does this one only have 2 hydrangeas in it?
there should be a third one.
Should there? Oh, it is. I was thinking, it is weird that I would have only had 2 hydrangeas in the original. You have 3. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm stepping on all the stems.
Barrymore, he posted, I'm trying to find it. I believe he's having a heart surgery
in
September.
We can certainly pray, Wayne. We sure will.
Yes.
And please keep us updated. We would love to know how everything goes.
And he also asks, what is this for?
This is for a funeral. A gentleman passed away, and so we have several pieces that need to go out first thing in the morning. So we decided we better do this afternoon. When arranging your flowers in a standing spray, you want to insert them as deeply as possible into that cage, because every time this spray is moved, all these flowers are going to jiggle around. So if you will be sure to insert those flowers really deep into that foam, they're less likely to fall out. Orange spray roses, these are called Orange Babe spray roses.
On TikTok, Aaron Brewer sent us a rose. Thank you.
Thank you, friend. Thank you.
Ellie Stargazing and Coco's mom all followed us on TikTok. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Aaron says it looks very good.
Thank you.
Lulu says, is going to be inside a church where I put the sandals.
You're going to put them, we must have gotten something over there. You are going to put them at the base. So most of the time the ring is standing, we're getting all kinds of things over here. Most of the time the ring is standing and it's got feet. It's got 2 little feet at the bottom. So you're going to want to put them toward the back, and if at all possible, cover the feet with greenery and foliage.
Diamond anyways says hello and asks if these are live flowers.
These are fresh flowers. They are.
Bristol sent 11 roses.
There
Thank
we
you
go.
so
That's what we were
much.
getting so many. That's what it was yelling at over here. Thank you, thank you.
Colleen Burgess over on, Miss Dolores and Miss Mary Lou send their, Miss Rona all send their sympathies.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you.
Colleen Burgess says, finally caught you live. Big hugs for yesterday. I know how you feel. She says, I'm a home-based florist in Beachmere, northeast of Brisbane, Australia. I love your arrangements. And she also says the variegated leaves look a bit like a philodendron.
So I know it's not philodendron because it's not the same texture, and it's not a philodendron in the United States. Now, they might be different in Australia, but the texture's not the same. It's a lot like, the texture is a whole lot like the banana leaves when you touch it. I'm not sure.
Miss Mary Lou asks, how is Todd doing? Is he missing Osa, do you think?
He's been strange today. Yeah, he's been kind of funny acting. When you say Victoria, he's been a little antsy today. Bless his heart. But I tell you, it's been a blessing to have him here, because we just needed him. We just need him at the flower shop. Okay, this is Solidago Aster. You know, Solidago is my filler. I love Solidago. I'm going to stand back because I'm a little close to it.
We have lots of folks saying they're it's beautiful.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, thank you.
Chastity asks if you know what kinds of leaves these are.
That's what I don't know. Now, I believe, and y'all correct me, I believe these are banana leaves. So banana trees kind of grow. We have like an ornamental banana that grows. And I believe that's what the large ones are. I'm not exactly sure about the pretty stripe. So these are Gerbera daisies. We have yellow Gerberas. This picture has 3 gerbs. One of them's different, but we're going to use all 3.
Pat Lawler says that she's sorry about what happened. She said the same thing happened to them about 2 weeks ago, but theirs was their puppy dog.
Oh, Miss Pat, I'm so sorry.
But she said too it was similar. I mean, you couldn't see
Any damage,
injuries or anything, so they think it was the same thing. Miss Shelley Easley on YouTube says, I'm fighting jawbone necrosis as a side effect from my breast cancer treatment back in 2017.
Oh, we will pray for you, sweet friend. Like, that's got to be painful.
And Donna Gribbins says, send Donna at Budsy a picture and ask what it is. You then can order just that leaf, she says.
I should. Thank you, thank you. Isn't it funny how you don't even think about it? Okay, there's our Gerberas, kind of tucked to deep.
Oh, on TikTok, I mean. Donna followed us. Thank you very much. And Miss Barbara says it's a calathea. She says a variegated leaf the variegated leaf is calathea. She said the larger green leaf looks like white bird of paradise.
Okay, look at you. Thank you, friend. So these are yellow roses. They do have a little hint of peach or kind of orange on the tip. I am going to take and press my wire right into the calyx. The calyx is a little swollen part at the bottom of that rose, and I am just going to twist that wire in. So this just helps. You know, a standing spray, this cage doesn't have tons of water, and so I wire my roses for any arrangement, but I always like to wire my roses before they go into an arrangement.
DK Beam 2 says it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Kathleen asks, what is the price point for this spray?
So this is $150.
Diamond Anyway says, I want to get into arrangements. Are fresh flowers better or artificial flowers, and how do we pick?
Okay, so quite honestly, it depends on the availability of the flowers. It depends on if you're going to have a cooler, or a source that you can place those flowers to keep them fresh for longer. It depends on how fast you're going to sell your flowers. So like, I am a fresh florist. Now I do a whole lot of silk, but I have the majority of my business is to clients who order fresh flowers. And so I do flowers, or we do flowers for all occasions, birthdays and weddings and funerals and all the things. And so, because I am a full service, I can't get that straight. Because I am a full service florist, I can order flowers for a wedding, and I can, whatever we have left over, they can go into my cooler, and I sell them every day. So it always depends on exactly what kind of, did we go dark?
Yeah.
What kind of business you want to go into. Now, if you're not going to have a whole lot of everyday clientele, if you're not going to sell flowers for everyday occasions, and you just want to go into like special events like weddings and big parties, you can absolutely do that with fresh flowers. Or you can go into silk work where you do it for all the occasions. It really is going to be all in how you want to do it. If you're going to do fresh, you need to have a cooler. You have to have, unless you're going to be an event florist and you don't, if you're going to do it quick, it's going to be a quick turnover. But for me, I think that's broken. Yeah. For me, I have a large cooler. I have 2 coolers, but we have large coolers that help keep our flowers fresh for longer, and therefore you're able to sell them for a longer period of time. I'm so aggravated. Purple daisies don't love foam, fresh floral foam. Their little stems are a little flimsy, so I am going to run that wire up that stem.
Rose Anderson asks, how do you water this beautiful arrangement?
So it does have a water source in the cage that it's attached to. This arrangement will go into our walk-in cooler. So we have a very large walk-in cooler. Let me put that rose down for a moment. So this arrangement will go into our walk-in cooler overnight. When we get it out in the morning, we will spray it really well with a finishing spray. And a finishing spray just seals off all of those petals so that the water does not escape the petals. Flowers will evaporate water from their petals, and so it loses water that way. We will spray it really well in the morning. The reason I don't spray it this afternoon is because I want it dry before it goes into the cooler. So just in case it gets too cold in the cooler, it won't damage the petals. In the morning, I'll check it. If it needs water, I will just turn it around. I'm going to turn it around for you. I don't know if y'all can see that. I will pour water right here in the top of that cage. But you have to do that with enough time for it to drain before you deliver it to the funeral, because it does not need to go into the funeral and drip on their carpet. This will go directly to a church, and you don't want to wet their carpet. So you always have to take into consideration the time it takes for it to drain.
Donna Townsend says, I just love you guys and your character and personalities.
Aww.
I want to come visit someday.
We would love for you to visit, sweet friend. We would love that.
Oh, Melissa Jean also said the striped leaves resemble Calathea white star leaves.
Calathea. You'll remember that, won't you? Because your mind is so young, and it will remember that. Calathea. They're beautiful, aren't they?
Joe Moreno asks, what variety are the yellow roses? They're beautiful.
I do not know this variety, and I think we threw away the sleeve. We get them pretty often, so I will check next time. I'm sorry that I don't.
Jim Nicholson wants to know if you could spray paint the center of that one gerbera. If that would make a
It's dark, and so it's not going to spray paint well, but I could spray paint or even use a I'm so glad you said that. I can use a little bit of spray paint and touch the lighter centers. Thanks, friend. I'll do that.
Okay, on YouTube, it's gonna go dark one more time so I can replace this battery real
Oh, did we go? Our battery's running out.
They always trick me right before we do these lives because they say they're full, and they're not.
And they were just kidding. They're like, watch this. She'll have to change it. Okay, I'm going to stand back and count this spray real quick before I put this rose in. It's always important that you count your flowers because you cannot give away the store. And so if you put too many flowers in, then you didn't make any money. So it's always important that you make sure. So I'm going to count my spray real quick.
Alright, YouTube, we should be back up in just a second.
Okay, let me go check my board. Let's see.
Amanda, we use a 21 gauge wire.
Our money's in it. So we're done.
Hey.
Our money's
Well,
in
it's
it.
beautiful.
Okay, our money's in it, so we're done.
Miss Amanda, we use a 21 gauge wire to wire flowers.
Yes, that's my favorite. So I do use a 26 gauge to make corsages and boutonnieres, but we use a 21 gauge for roses and tying bows and all those sorts of things. All right, so there is our finished spray. I was going to add some status to it, but we didn't have the money, so you're not getting status. But it is pretty, and it's pretty much the color scheme that was on our arrangement. So the flowers that we did use, we used Bells of Ireland. We used a fuchsia colored stock. Now stock comes in tons of colors, purples and lavenders and whites and kind of a creamy yellow. Lots of pretty colors, but the fuchsia is what we use today. Orange Babe spray roses, which are these pretty orange little spray roses. We used the Gerbera daisies. You know what? I could paint my Gerbera centers and show y'all how to do that real quick. We used, these were white hydrangeas that we tinted with floral paint, blue, because that's what the picture had. Solidago aster, and then our yellow roses, our yellow Gerbera daisies. And then our pretty mixed foliage. I'm going to go grab some black paint and I'm going to show you how to paint those centers really quickly dark. I'm so glad that they suggested that.
Thank you, Butterfly Kisses on YouTube. Thank you for helping me today. Normally Owen's here to help me run all three, but he started school this week. He started grad school this week, so he's out for the rest of the day. So I'm doing it all. So thank y'all for being understanding if I don't get to every single question or comment. And being understanding when I gotta change the batteries and whatnot.
All the things.
All the
honey.
things.
All our technical difficulties.
Thank you, Miss Donna. Thank you for. I'm glad you liked my design. Miss Pat, this is a $150 spray.
Okay, this paint is not floral paint, but I am not painting the full flower. Do not use non-floral paint to paint a flower, but I'm painting a center. So what I'm doing is I'm spray painting. I added some paint to the center of this plate. I've got a little paintbrush, and I am going to dip my paintbrush right down into that spray paint, and I'm going to dab it on the center of these two Gerbera daisies. And the reason is I want their center to somewhat match the center of my little dark centered daisy.
Thank you, Gray. Thank you for your sympathies and I thank you everyone for
y'all have been so kind to us.
Mr. Jim, Owen's major, he is in school for applied behavior analysis. So he'll be doing all the things that involve that.
And we don't really know.
But it's in the psychology department, I suppose is the right word for it. Rhea says that's so clever.
Well, this was not my idea.
That was Jim's idea.
Mr. Jim he said you should paint the center. And I'm like, oh, that was so smart.
So on TikTok, let's see. Megan shared the live video, thank you. Dawn Higginbottom, 4, followed us, as well as Ashley, Rosa Celine, and Susie all followed us. Thank you.
Lots of follows. Thank you, thank you. And over on Facebook, if you have not followed us there, we would love for y'all to go and follow us on our page. Sometimes you watch us, but you have not actually followed our page, so we would love for you to do that. And we are on so many platforms. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So we would love for y'all to all join us over there. That's so much better. That worked, guys. That was so perfect.
You have a few things on TikTok.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Heather, Jamie, Rhonda, and Miss Kathy for all following us. All at the same time, too. Thanks. Jamie says, oh my goodness, it's stunning. Miss Rosa says, hi, where are you?
We are in Mississippi. Is that what you're asking?
I believe, yeah.
We are in the state of Mississippi. We are kind of north central Mississippi. We are at the home of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. We're in Starkville, Mississippi.
Miss Susie says this looks gorgeous. Susan says it's beautiful. Kat B says, I own a flower shop in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Fantastic. So glad you're here, friend. Thank you for watching.
KCK61 says it's beautiful. And Ashley says, hi, I want to be a florist, but don't know where to start. Do you have any tips?
Ashley, go and volunteer at your local flower shop. And it's going to be hard. I don't know how many people are going to let you walk in and watch what they do. But if they will, go and work and see how it works. You may decide really quickly it is not for you. This is not, I think a lot of people fantasize that being in a flower shop is so romantic, it's so beautiful, you get to do all the flowers and all the things, and it's not. I mean, I love it. I love every part about a flower shop. I really do. But would you say that, Victoria? It is not as It's not Instagram, okay? Instagram romanticizes everything about life, every single thing. This is not Instagram. It's a mess. If you could actually look around this room and not just at the backdrop, I've got dirt, I've got all the leaves and all the things in the floor. It's a mess, but it's a wonderful mess, and I wouldn't change it. But go and see if you can work with someone who has a flower shop. It's probably likely that you're going to do better if you go outside the town you hope to have a flower shop in, because florists tend to be we tend to want to hide everything, and I don't understand that part of it, because I'm not a hider. You're not any competition to me. I would love to help you in any way I possibly could, and so I think I tend to be a little different than others. These are not secrets. And I love to share. I like to teach you, and I like to share, and nothing that I know is a secret. So if you want to know anything that I know about the floral industry, message me and I'm happy to answer. But I don't love that we're so secretive about all the things of floral design, because it makes it hard for others to learn. But if someone would allow you to go and kind of watch them and help them, that's where you're going to learn. And I've done that pretty often with like students out at the college and different things. But I'm a teacher. I enjoy it. It's fun to me.
They're saying it's beautiful. They love that you did. They thought painting the centers.
Jim, thanks, friend. That was fantastic. I'm so thankful you said that, because I was like, I don't know how to make this work. Sometimes your mind just won't work. You know, sometimes it just won't. It won't compute. So thank you, friend, for telling us to do that.
Ginger Snap Tennessee followed us on TikTok. Justin from the Flower Shop Network is watching. He says beautiful.
Hello, Justin from Flower Shop Network. We love Flower Shop Network. I'm so glad you're here.
A few people can sympathize with it being hard work.
It is hard work, y'all. It's hard work. Nobody retires to be a florist.
Susie,
You retire to go to the beach. Don't retire to be a florist.
Susie says during November and January, or between November and January, it is the heaviest season for florists, so there's a lot of volunteer opportunities during that time.
Absolutely. Yeah, I bet you could get a lot of Valentine's Day. I don't know. Valentine's is one of those that everybody kind of needs to know what they're doing. But yeah, just go and talk to somebody and explain to them that you'd love to just see what it's about. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find just the right person to teach you everything you need to know.
Ashley says, I took floral design in high school and wanted to continue, just never knew where to start, so thank you so much.
Of course. And I tell you, even your local grocery store, if you have a few hours a week that you could volunteer or go and work at your local grocery store in the floral department. That was one of my very first jobs outside of an actual florist. When I graduated from school, I worked for a florist for a time, and then I ran a floral department at a local grocery store and learned a whole lot there. Very different, but lots of good things I learned there.
Rosemary says, sorry, a few more comments. And then, they're very
No, it's wonderful.
Today.
I'm so thankful y'all are talking to us. It makes it so much easier. Thank you guys.
Rosemary says she tuned in from Wales, UK. That's the first time she managed to catch us from the start. It's a beautiful spray. So sorry to hear your sad news. Condolences to you.
Thank you, sweet friend. Thank you.
And then on Facebook, Miss Betty says she'll have to come see us. Her daughter just moved here, and she has 2 grandsons at Starkville Academy and a granddaughter at MSU.
Awesome. I have a niece and a nephew at Starkville Academy, and my Owens at MSU. Come see us. We'd love to have you come. And let me just say about the flower shop, it's not fancy. We're not a fancy flower shop. I never want you to have any kind of wild ideas. We're really kind of more of a studio flower shop, just a small little flower shop. Nothing fancy about us. We just like to teach and show you what we do. Any more? We're good?
They're saying it's beautiful.
Guys, thank y'all for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up or a heart. It helps people to see us. And if you wouldn't mind going and following us on all of the other platforms, we would love to have you there. We do different things everywhere, and so we would love to have you there. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do a devotion every single morning on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 o'clock over on Facebook. If you would like to join us for our devotion, we'd love to have you there. And then tomorrow afternoon, we'll make some more pretty flowers. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Continue to comment on our videos. It just helps us to be seen, and we promise we'll try to answer those questions.